Welcome back. It's the next iteration of the Battle of the Travel Titans. This time comparing head-to-head the Chase Sapphire Reserve against the Platinum card from American Express. Now, they both pack some pretty serious value. However, you're probably only going to be able to add one to your wallet setup. So which deserves that spot? One way to make that decision is valuing these cards against each other in 9 different categories, and that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to look at the following categories: annual fee, sign-up bonus, earnings rates, travel portal experience, point value, transfer partners, lounge access, credits and benefits, and then finally, category number 9, sustainability for the long term. And between these categories, we'll be able to declare an overall winner and see which card separates itself for providing the best possible value. Now, one main call out. I'm comparing these based on what works best for the frequent to moderate traveler, someone who travels 5 to 6 times a year, and that even includes smaller weekend trips. So your mileage may vary a little more or a little bit less depending on your personal style. Let's dive right into category number 1. Annual fees. The Sapphire Reserve charges a $550 annual fee, compared to the Platinum card charging a $695 annual fee. While I'll go deeper into credits in future rounds, the Sapphire Reserve right off the top offers a $300 travel credit, which is considered one of the easiest credits to redeem on any premium travel card, as it's applied to the first $300 in travel category spend, both in or out of the portal on the card. The Platinum card, on the other hand, offers what it claims to be over $1,500 in value amongst its many credits and benefits. While it does hold many more in that regard, a lot of them have different stipulations or time spending categories in which you have to use them to be able to get the benefit in a use it or lose it style way. With that in mind, annual fees is talking about the number right off the top. In that regard, the Sapphire Reserve comes in lower and is a better starting point to work your way down from, and that's why the Chase Sapphire Reserve takes the first category. Next up, sign-up bonuses. The Sapphire Reserve comes in with a standard 60,000 point welcome offer, usually for spending $4,000 in the first 3 months of holding the card. On the other hand, the Platinum card varies really wildly, which is something we see pretty consistently across many different American Express cards. The highest publicly available offer I've seen in the past few months has been 175,000 membership rewards points, and that's for spending $8,000 in 6 months. Now, to get these welcome offers on either card, I'll encourage you to support the channel and check out the links down below in the description of the video. It's the best way to do that, but beware, on the AmEx Platinum card, you may have to use an incognito browser or try a few different times, maybe across different browsing sessions, to get a chance at getting that highest offer. It can really vary person to person, and sometimes it's just dumb luck if you stumble into it. So on the surface, $175,000 is just better than 60,000 points, right? Well, if you thought that, yeah, you would be right. But breaking it down a little bit further, 60,000 points in Chase's travel portal, that's worth effectively $900 with the 50% point multiplier that Chase offers on the Reserve. For Amex, when spent in their portal, that's worth $1,750 on their side. However, if you take the point guide's valuations and factor in transfer partners, both of these sign-up bonuses become a lot more impressive. The points guide values Chase points at 2.05 cents a point when used for strong redemptions with transfer partners, meaning that Chase sign-up bonus, that can be worth $1,230. The points guide values Amex points at 2 cents a point when redeemed for those best possible transfer partners, and that could net you $3,500 in value outside of Amex. The winner's pretty clear here, and the Platinum card takes category number 2. Category number 3 is the earnings categories on each card. The Sapphire Reserve earns 10x back on hotels and rental cards through Chase Travel, 5x on flights through Chase Travel, 3x on flights booked directly, 3x on dining, and 1x on everything else. On the other side of things, the AmEx Platinum card earns 5x on flights booked directly or through the portal, 5x on hotels and rental cars through the portal, and then 1x back on everything else. Now the one value loophole here could be the Platinum card for 5x booked directly through flights. Now if you are a uber frequent traveler, some people just hammer the AmEx Platinum card and book flights directly and really can accumulate a ton of membership rewards points, of course accompanying a ton of spend. For the moderate traveler, you might be going back and forth between whether 5x direct on flights for the Platinum card is worth it, or you're willing to bump down and earn 3x on flights booked directly through Chase. You could get 5x through Chase's portal, but some people are really opposed to booking through the portal because now you're dealing with a third party if something goes wrong. My personal kind of style in how I like to book trips is if I have a really simple itinerary through a reputable airline, Delta, United, I won't mention American because they can go either way, but I'll generally book through the portal and risk it there. But if I have a big destination trip or an international trip, I'll probably try to book directly through the airlines because if something goes wrong and I need to make quick changes on the spot, well, I don't want to risk it through the portal in that case. Generally speaking, the Reserve card is going to be better overall. The 10x multipliers in rental cars and the hotels and the 3x in dining really pushes it over the top for me, especially the dining category, because you can really accumulate a lot of ultimate rewards points there that can be really beneficial for redemption value. One additional thing to note for point earners here though, is that if you want to enhance your point earnings even further, I highly encourage you to check out just adding Rakuten as a free browser extension. You can actually get additional cash back on tons of different websites online. Have Rakuten redeem the cash back in the form of membership rewards points, and it's like a bonus hack for just adding more through your normal spending habits. You could get a free $30 when signing up using my link in the description, and Rakuten is completely free to use. Now, if you're really savvy with travel planning and plan to use most of these cards and the points that you earn on them with transfer partners, this may not be something that factors into your personal scoring. However, there's a lot of people out there who just tap into the travel portal because it's easy. And let's be honest, Chase and Amex really encourage you to use those, so a lot of people will naturally look there first. Chase's travel portal is really straightforward. It's very standard compared to the other travel card issuers and their portals, and the only notable benefit is that you do get a 50% point boost when spending on the Reserve card. However, that's more of a card benefit and not necessarily a portal-specific benefit there. They do offer a hand-picked collection of hotels called the Edit, which you can book with ultimate rewards points, which are a really upgraded style of property. And that comes with late checkout, room upgrades, daily breakfast for two, and a $100 experience credit. On the flip side, I'm also pretty indifferent about Amex. Their portal is very straightforward as well. They have their own special hotel collection called the Fine Hotels and Resorts Network, and that's the same sort of thing that Chase offers. Upgraded, higher quality properties with early check-in, late checkout, the experience credit, and daily breakfast for two. Now the differentiator here, which I'll dig into a little bit more in the next category, is that Amex tiers their redemptions slightly differently than Chase within their portal. When booking for flights, you can earn a fair value for your membership rewards points, but when redeeming other forms of travel, some of your rewards points get devalued, and that's honestly pretty lame. Because of the diminishing value with Amex, I have to give Chase the nod here and make the Sapphire Reserve the winner again in this category. Let's look at category number 5, point value. When redeeming points on the Sapphire Reserve, your points are worth 1.5 cents each when redeemed through Chase Travel. Now on the other side, you look at Amex, and I just teased how there are some varying point values when redeeming membership rewards points depending on what category of travel you're actually purchasing. Flights are a straight up 1 cent per point. For example, this $584 flight can be redeemed for 58,378 points. However, let's look at hotels. Amex prices their hotel redemptions at 0.7 cents a point, meaning this $189 night at a hotel can be redeemed for 27,014 points. When you do the math, dividing the hotel price by the number of points and then multiplying that by 100, you find it comes to 0.7 cents a point. It's the same thing for rental cars, 0.7 cents a point, considerably devaluing the value of those membership rewards points you earned. Now, like I said before, a lot of expert travelers will just ignore the portal and they'll utilize transfer partners to get even more enhanced value for every point they earn. In that regard, the points guy values Chase points at 2.05 cents per point, where Amex is almost identical at 2 cents a point in valuation. However, depending on the preferred brands and how willing you are to target the highest redemptions, your mileage may vary. Because redeeming points outside the portal is virtually identical, but Chase has the stronger travel portal, you've got to give the nod here again to Chase with the win for category number 5. Let's do a score update so far. We've gone through 5 categories, and the Sapphire Reserve is up 4-1 on the Platinum card. Is this going to be the most lopsided runaway blowout of all time? Well, you should keep watching, but I'll give you a hint that the comparison is far from over. Let's move to category 6, transfer partners. This could be one of the single biggest differentiators for either of these cards. And I understand that some of you, depending on the brands that you know and love, you may value this category more than any single other one that we talk about today. In essence, I think it's fair to summarize that Amex has more partners that could be useful, but Chase potentially has the strongest partners in their lineup. Most viewers that watch the channel like to travel domestically, and that's kind of my style as well. So I'll highlight some of the more popular partners that each has as it relates to domestic redemptions. For Amex, you're looking at Delta, JetBlue, Hilton, Marriott, and also Air Canada for booking United flights, and British Airways for booking American Airlines flights through their airline alliance. On the Chase side, you've got United, Southwest, JetBlue again, Hyatt on the hotel side, and British Airways for booking American Airlines flights. Now, not all of these partners listed are going to provide you outsized value. In fact, none of them are guaranteed to provide you surplus value, which is why you have to do the cent per point calculations and be strategic about whether you're redeeming through a transfer partner or through the portal. Now, this largely depends on personal preference, but for myself, I see myself using slightly more Chase transfer partners than I do for Amex, so I'm giving the nod to Chase again in the transfer partner category. Let's look at category number 7, one of my personal favorites, which is lounge access. The Sapphire Reserve includes Priority Pass membership and also gets you access into the Chase Sapphire lounges by the club. The Chase Sapphire lounges are fantastic, top-tier premium lounges, but I have to say that I personally consider American Express through the Platinum card to be the absolute king of the best lounge access possible. You'll get Priority Pass, Plaza Premium, Escape Lounges, the Centurion Lounge Network, and Delta Sky Club access. These last two can offer some truly incredible lounges, and the lounge network is just super vast overall. There's no other travel card that you can get that touches the amount and the quality of the lounges offered by the Platinum card. Now, it is important to note that if your home base airport has lounges that are targeted in one card or another, that might completely swing the decision for you, but I'm willing to bet that the majority of you have great access to Platinum network lounges. That's why the clear winner in this category is the Platinum card. Let's take a look at category 8, credits and benefits, which is such an important category because you're essentially using this to value how much the cards are giving back after paying into those premium annual fees. On one hand, the Sapphire Reserve. This card starts you off with a $300 travel credit. Like I said before, one of the simplest and best travel credits. After that, you have the 120 TSA PreCheck or Global Entry credit, complimentary Dash Pass membership and up to $25 worth of credits through that a month, and top-tier travel protections built in. On the other hand, the American Express Platinum card, with their stated $1,500 of value through credits, offers a long list. It gives you a $200 hotel credit, a $240 digital entertainment credit broken monthly, a $155 Walmart Plus credit, a $200 airline incidental credit, $200 in Uber Cash broken up monthly, a $199 Clear Plus credit, a $100 biannual Saks Fifth Avenue credit, a TSA PreCheck or Global Entry credit, Hilton Gold status, and top-tier rental status through Hertz or Avis or National rental cars. Please like this video if you appreciated the time I took to read off every single Amex credit. And I have to say, the winner is pretty self-evident in this category. If you're willing to go down the road of the Platinum card, you better be willing to invest the time and effort it takes to deal with the credits. But if you are, you're gonna get more value possible there than you could with the Sapphire Reserve. The clear winner is the Platinum card in credits and benefits. All right, folks, heading into the last category, number 9. Our score reads as the Sapphire Reserve with 5 points, and the Platinum card with 3. The final category that I'll look at today is sustainability. This is the category that talks about the long-term experience that you could have on both cards. Sure, it's easy in year one to get positive value. How could you not with the sign-up bonuses and some of those early benefits? But sustainability is all about what kind of value you're getting after year 5, after year 7, or year 10, whether it's worth keeping the cards then. At the most basic level, the Sapphire Reserve produces a $250 effective annual fee. While if you conservatively value the AmEx Platinum card and say you're going to be able to use half the credits and benefits, well, that works out to a $48 effective annual fee. A significant boost for the Platinum card when you think about the long-term use. However, there are other longer-term considerations that you're going to have to think about when using both of these cards in years 5 and beyond. With the Sapphire Reserve, you're going to have to pair it with some other cards to keep the Chase points flowing in. The Chase Trifecta, which we've talked about many times on this channel, is the obvious answer there, adding the Freedom Flex, and the Freedom Unlimited, and those $0 annual fee cards are pretty easy to use and sync up really well with the Sapphire Reserve. On the other hand though, it's a lot more expensive to get membership rewards points flowing up to the Platinum card. You can add the green card, which doesn't have a lot of great categories, or for most people, you'll add the gold card and use the 4x on dining and groceries as your main point earner through Amex. However, that also comes with its own burden itself in $325 worth of annual fees and credits that you'll have to keep track of in addition to your Platinum credits to work down both cards' annual fees. That can be a real strain when using both cards. Finally, when you start to think about point redemptions, and then a few of the limits in different category redemptions being devalued in the portal, the other side of things that you have to think about is the redemption challenges with the Platinum card, and kind of navigating some of the lower valued categories that you get with hotels and rental cars, whereas with Chase, you always have a baseline of 1.5 cents per point that you can go back to and just redeem inside of Chase Travel, and that's kind of something easy to rely on. I think when you put all of it together, the Chase Sapphire Reserve is just simpler. And sometimes in finance, simple wins, which is why for Category 9 sustainability, the Sapphire Reserve comes out on top. Now looking at the scoreboard, the Sapphire Reserve outdoes the Platinum card 6-3. It actually wasn't even that close if you weight each of these 9 categories equally. All in all, take that score and take these categories with a grain of salt. Realistically, some of you out there probably value some of these categories at double or triple the weight compared to some others. You also may completely disagree with my analysis and conclusion as to who won some of these categories. So that's completely fair and you're within your own right to do this because this is your wallet setup that you're building out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you want to see some more similar credit card content that will enhance the earnings and redemptions in your own wallets. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.